right, it is 5 o'clock, and I want to welcome everybody. I'll start the meeting here. This is the Knox County Commission, so a special called committee with the Knox County Sheriff's Office and the merit system for employees of the Knox County Sheriff's Office. And I want to just welcome everybody here and thank you for your time. Thank you for your extra efforts to be part of this. I know that everybody has full-time commitments and full-time community commitments on top of serving on this, and so I really want to value your time and appreciate it as well. At the end of the day, we're all here for a couple of basic reasons. We care a lot about our community. We care a lot about our law enforcement officers, and that's our goal. At the end of the day, I think we have a real opportunity for this committee to be as successful as our county is, and we have some real shared goals to establish some common ground, maybe find some ways to improve the relationship and ultimately move forward in a new and engaged way. So we are only meeting 4 times unless we deem otherwise, and the schedule is on your agenda, so time and efficiency is going to be of the utmost importance, and so is your engagement. As special committees fall under the rules of commission, it lays out that we must first start with the selection of the committee chair, vice chair, and secretary, and then follow the agenda that's been published. So at this time, I'll open up nominations for the chair. We'll go through and do nominations and elections of all 3 positions, and then continue on with the business. Are there any nominations for the chair?
I nominate Commissioner Jay. He called the committee, and I think he's done a great job putting this agenda together, so I'll nominate him as chair.
Are there any other nominations? Mr. Rubel?
Second nomination.
I would happily accept. Are there any others? All in favor of Commissioner Jay being the chair of this special call committee, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. We'll now select the vice chair for the committee. Are there nominations for this?
Nominate Commissioner Durrett to be vice chair.
Commissioner Durrett's been nominated. Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Commissioner Beeler.
Commissioner Beeler. Commissioner Durrett has kindly passed that to you. Would you accept the nomination?
I suppose.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? The nomination is for Commissioner Beeler to be the vice chair. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The next item is for Secretary. Commissioner Beeler, do you have a nomination?
I nominate Commissioner Durrett.
Commissioner Durrett, would you
She better
accept?
not refuse.
Sure.
Yes, okay. Any other nominations for Secretary? All in favor of Commissioner Durrett being the Secretary of this committee, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Commissioner Durrett will keep minutes for us, and we will send those out in advance of the next meeting. All right, next item on our agenda is just a quick overview of this committee and why I asked to form this committee and asked you all to participate. At the end of the day, I think that there's a real opportunity to forge a new relationship between the Sheriff's Office, the officers themselves, and the Merit Council group in order to have a productive and working relationship that improves many different things. We've talked over the summer about a couple of specific items that came through in ordinances, but I think that discussion kind of peeled the Band-Aid off a little bit, and we all, I heard from both sides, really all sides. I heard from officers, I heard from Merit Council members, I heard from administrative members, and everybody said, we gotta figure out a way to make this better. And really that prompted an opportunity to say, let's just sit down and work through things and see if we can come together and find some common good. Ultimately, it's amazing how many commissioners I've talked to, both present and past, that all sort of scratch their head of like, yeah, I kind of don't understand what they do or how this works or what the relationship is. And ultimately, as I started to sort of dig more into it, it falls under commission, but yet commission has virtually no engagement or understanding of what happens in a greater sense. As I dug even further and talked to our law department, we really looked at what is the legal basis, and it really does fall under commission in a legal way, and ultimately it's something that we need to be more involved in and to learn more about. So that's why we all have led to today. Prior to this meeting, I've sent out everybody the basic materials that everybody's on the same page with. It includes your sort of policies and procedures book. It also includes a couple of diagrams and charts. Everybody has the same information. If there's more information that'll come up, we'll make sure that it gets sent out to everybody. And I also do want to talk about one small housekeeping bit. Is today we are in the main assembly because there is voting going on next door. But the next 3 meetings will be in the small assembly room. We'll be a bit more around the table together, and not so much. I didn't really love this setup where it's like one side or the other, but we will sort of come together in a more engaged way, and the next 3 meetings will be next door. So the setup will be a little bit different. I asked all of you to participate for a couple reasons, and the makeup of this organization, or this committee, is very purposeful. One, we have 3 people from County Commission. We have 2 members of the administration from the Sheriff's Office. We have 2 members from the Merit Council, both administration and the actual council members in the board. We have 2 members of our law enforcement team, and we have 1 citizen representative with law enforcement and leadership background. And so I think it gives a nice opportunity to bring everybody together and really look at it comprehensively. I think everybody would agree that if only one side was at the table, then it wouldn't be very productive. And so there's purpose behind this, and I hope it is productive. What I hope to accomplish today is a couple of basic things. One, set the expectations, talk about who we are, why we're here, introduce each other so we get an understanding of who we're going to be working with, and then go through a little bit of sort of how we're going to work as a committee. Then we're going to try an exercise that I hope will be productive, where we kind of throw everything in the middle of the room, but we don't solve anything today, or we don't get into it today, but we just chunk it all out there, and that helps set forth what are we going to start working on together in the next step. And then that's kind of all we're going to do today. So although I expect it'll take at least an hour, maybe more, we're not going to solve all the problems on day one. That's not the goal, but we do have 4 meetings where we can really sort of touch base on that. So at the end of the day, what I hope to do is to come away with those 4 meetings with things that we can agree on, things that we can collectively determine might improve the relationship or the working processes of the administration and the Merit Council, and that we can ultimately take those back and present those to Commission in the beginning of next year, and sort of forge a new path forward. So that's the overall goal. I do want to pass this out in the next part of our agenda. Any questions on that? Or I'm trying to